Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the year 2020 and welcome to the Fit Man Style channel. My name is Ian, for those of you who don't know. For those of you who do know, thank you for supporting this channel the last couple of years. I truly appreciate that. Let's continue to build this Fit Man community. Now, in the spirit of the year 2020, I came up with 20 ways a fit man can improve his style this year. Style tip number one, go with a monochromatic look. Now, this can be a standalone video where I can talk about adding textures to your clothing, giving it more interest and depth. But in a nutshell, going with a monochromatic look for a fit man, it gives that man a much slimmer effect. And also, because you're using one color, if you are a fit man of a modest height, if you're a little bit shorter, having that one color, it creates the illusion of a prolonged length. Style tip number two, go with jackets that have soft shoulders. Now, a mistake that I have done in the past, and I see fit men doing it as well, is sometimes we're unaware that the clothes that we wear, they exaggerate our physique rather than complement it. Those are two different things. If you wear a suit jacket, blazer, sport coat with a padded shoulder, it could exaggerate the traps that you already have. You want to go with a soft shoulder that has little to no padding so you can naturally fall on your shoulders and also complement it as well. Style tip number three, speaking about complementary aspects to a man's clothing and sticking to the coat theme, you want to go with wide lapels. If you're a big boy like me, you got a 46 chest, even a 44 chest, but anything over 46 chest, you want to go with wide lapels on your coats. It's not only complementary, but it is proportional to your wide chest. And it's one of two things that also balances your face. Now, I know that stores nowadays don't sell coats with wide lapels. Kind of have to go to specialty stores to find that. One place that I've found that is consistent with selling wide lapel coats are thrift stores. Only problem with that is, well, a couple problems, is that they don't have multiple sizes of the same style of coat. So if you go through a thrift store and you find a coat that you like and it's not your size, you're kind of out of luck. And the other downside to that is, well, this is downside depending on who you are. I've noticed that thrift stores, they sell a lot of vintage clothing. One difference with vintage clothing compared to more modern clothing is that the gauge on the lapel is a little bit lower, as opposed to modern day suit jackets nowadays that have a much more higher gauge. Spear McKay is a company that sells wide lapel jackets and the gauge is a little bit higher. And that is a company that I hope to review on this channel this year. Style tip number four, you should see this coming, being that my last video was about that, and that is your tie width has to be proportional to your lapel width. So if you're going to wear a wide lapel jacket, the tie width has to be wide as well. So 3 1/4 inch wide, 3 1/2, 3 3/4 if you will, whatever the size is. If your lapel is wide, your tie width has to be of similar dimension. Style tip number five, be very mindful of your pant rise. I did a very detailed video about this last year where I spoke about the different type of rises, the low, the mid, the high rise, and depending on which one you go with, it could alter the perception of your body. It could look like you have shorter legs or longer legs. For me, I'm 5'9". I prefer my dress pants to have a higher rise, sits on my natural waistline, and it elongates my legs, giving me the perception of looking taller. But with my casual pants, I go with a mid-rise. So this is an answer that's gonna vary from individual to individual. So I'm gonna just put a link up to that video because I did talk about the rise to your height ratio. Style tip number six, pleated pants. Now, if you have big quads or just big thighs in general, this can be a game changer for you. Having that extra fabric, it just gives your thighs room to move when you're walking, definitely when you're sitting down and your thighs expand outward. Now, the misconception with pleated pants is that they are old school and they are too baggy. Well, with companies like Athleisure, who I've had about 5 pants from them now, you can have the pleats be roomy enough around your quads, but then you can have it tapered down your leg if that is a concern. And with it being old school, I mean, look, I'm 34 years old and I'm wearing pleated pants, and they are coming back. I've seen it have somewhat of a resurgence in the last couple of years, and I don't see myself not wearing pleated pants in the near future or even in the distant future. It's just functional. So style tip number 6, try and go with pleated pants. You probably will love it and will not regret it. Style tip number 7, invest in Henleys and V-necks. I like Henleys because they are loose around the torso, very form-fitting around the arms, so you get to show off your arms a bit, and the 3 buttons can open up to show off more of your chest. Same thing with a V-neck. I tend not to go with a deep V, just like an okay depth in my V, and that can show off the chest as well, but it also draws attention to your face. Style tip number 8, this goes without saying, but befriend a very good tailor. A tailor to me is like a barber. He or she can make you look really good or make you look really bad. And there's a good chance that the tailor has more experience in the menswear industry than you do, so they probably know what's best for your physique. Style tip number 9, try various brands and stay loyal. There are brands out there that have a certain section of their product line that caters to fit men, and there's brands out there who only cater to fit men. I would say try different brands out, see which one you like, which one fits you well, and then when you find the one or ones that you like, stay loyal. Style tip number 10 is do not fall for the trendy, slim fit, skinny fit clothes that you see out there these days. From my experience and what I've seen with other fit men as well, it's just not complementary to our physique. The terms slim fit and muscular men don't go together. And if there's a brand out there that can prove me wrong, let me know. Number 11, try and experiment with different cuts of pants, meaning straight cut, boot cut, athletic cut, tapered cut. There's some brands that have an athletic fit cut that don't fit me well, but the straight cut of that same brand fits me. And there's other brands, of course, that the athletic cut does fit me. For I believe my American Eagle jeans, the straight cut fits me well. And for my Gap jeans, the athletic cut fits me. So if you have the luxury of trying various cuts of the same brand, boot cut and all those other type of cuts, try them all, see which one fits you, and then just go with that one. Style tip number 12. This is a cop-out answer, and that is go the made-to-measure, custom, and if you got the money, bespoke route. Fact of the matter is, brands out here aren't really catering to men of our physique, and so that limits us. And even the brands that do cater to fit men, it doesn't cater to the entire spectrum of fit men out there, because there are men out there who are much more diesel than I am, and they may even have a hard time with those brands that cater specifically to muscular men. With that, the only option is to go the made-to-measure, bespoke, custom route. Thankfully, these days you have companies out here who offer very, very affordable options for those. I'm gonna put a list of them on the screen so you guys can check them out. But yeah. Number 13, patterns. Be mindful of certain patterns like horizontal lines that will give you the perception of looking wider, as opposed to vertical lines that not only give you the perception of looking thinner, but also gives the perception of looking taller as well. So patterns is number 13. Number 14, go athleisure. Embrace it. It is for guys like us. Think about it. Gym clothes, we already wear that. That's what athleisure is. It's gym clothes, but with just a step up a bit. It's gym clothes that you can wear to the gym, but also that you can run errands with. Get a cup of coffee, do grocery shopping, pick up your kids from daycare. Think about it. When we go to the gym, we see people in there with some very graphic t-shirts, sometimes vulgar t-shirts and pants that in a gym setting, I get it. It's appropriate. Everybody's trying to go beast mode. But when you see that at a grocery store, it's like, come on, bro. It's a little bit too much. So athleisure is that. It's the type of clothes that it's respectable and decent enough that you can wear to a grocery store or go pick up your kids from daycare. But at the same time, you can swing by the gym and get you a quick workout. So embrace athleisure. Tip number 15 is be mindful of the collar length and the collar spread. Now, those two things can help frame and keep your face in balance or off balance if you choose the wrong one. Remember how I said the lapels on your jacket, they help with that? The collar spread and the collar length definitely help with the framing of your face. I believe I did a video about that last year. I'll put a link up to that if I did, but be very mindful of that. I tend to not go with a smaller length of a collar. It will make my face look big. So I want to go with a slightly larger collar, like a 2.5 at least long, and that's just right for my face. It keeps my face in balance. Style tip number 16, incorporate braces and suspenders into your wardrobe. Now what this does is it will pull your pants up to your natural waistline, giving you a high-waisted pants look. See, with fit men that have flat stomachs or fit men that have not so flat stomachs, because they are out there, what that would do is it will sit your pants at your natural waistline, elongating your legs, giving you a nice streamlined look down your legs. And there's no belt there to cut up your midsection. Style tip number 17, if you are a thinner, muscular guy, layering. Layering can add some bulk to you and make you look a little bit bigger. Number 18 is something that I look for in all of my dress shirts, and that is the split yoke. The split yoke is that vertical line that you see on the top part of the back of the shirt. So kind doesn't stretch vertically or horizontally, but if you stitch it at an angle, which is what the split yoke is, it does give you some stretch. So if you're a fit man with broad shoulders like I do, or even sloping shoulders like I do, that stretch is a game changer. It helps a lot, and I find that to be very comfortable. So all of my dress shirts have a split yoke on it. So if you're looking for a dress shirt and you're a fit guy, make sure it has that. It will help you a lot. Style tip number 19, identify fit men who dress very well and emulate them. This could be somebody at your job or in your school, in your community, could be a celebrity, could be somebody on YouTube, who knows? But just identify someone who dresses well. You can start to incorporate things that you like into your own wardrobe. You can remix what you don't like and just create your own thing. Two muscular men who dress very well, who I like a lot, are mega movie superstar Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and sports analysis and former football player Shannon Sharp. Anytime these two brothers come on TV, they are dressed to the nines, they're dappered down, even their casual wear, they respect their bodies, it works for them. So those are two guys that I look to who dress very well, and you can do the same thing too. Last but not least, style tip number 20. Now before you do all these tips, you got to do this one thing. You get this one thing wrong, everything that I've talked about is pretty much pointless. And that is, know which category of muscular physique you fall under. Are you an ectomorph, a mesomorph, an endomorph? I'm an endomorph. So what works for me may not work for an ectomorph or a mesomorph. And likewise, like a mesomorph, what works for them doesn't work for me, doesn't work for an ectomorph. So this kind of piggybacks off of style tip number 19. Find someone who looks like you. If they dress well, probably a good thing to follow what they do. All right, guys, so there you have it. 20 style tips for the muscular man in the year 2020. Now, I know there's probably a whole lot more than 20 tips, so let's do something fun. In the comments, let's do a continuation of the list. So the first person who comments, style tip number 21. The next person, style tip number 22. So on and so forth. And let's continue this going and see how long this list can get. This could be things that you've learned on your own, things that you observe, or just things that I flat out left out of this list. I look forward to reading your comments shortly. Thanks for watching this video. I'll be back next week, same time, same place. And as always, stay fly, stay fit.